Is WWE really for sale? With Vince McMahon's retirement/resignation from the company, rumors are swirling that now could finally be the time that WWE is sold to another company. We're going to discuss this and more stories in today's WWE news. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there is plenty to get into in the world of WWE. There really is a lot to get into in the world of WWE at the moment. Of course, Vince McMahon's retirement, resignation, federal prosecutors investigating WWE over Vince McMahon's hush money payments and not being reported in quarterly revenue reports as expenses. There is so much to get into with WWE, but a big discussion point recently has been, is WWE really for sale right now? Now, sale rumors in WWE have gone hand in hand for quite a while over the course certainly of the last year or so, with these budget cuts, talent releases, Nick Khan, the WWE president, chief revenue officer, really trimming the fat with WWE. It's led to a lot of people speculating that WWE was up for sale or preparing themselves for a sale in the future. Now, companies that have been linked to a possible purchase of WWE include the likes of Disney, NBC Universal, etc. But now with McMahon's retirement, the general feeling really is now could be the time. Previously, the one thing stopping WWE from being sold to a big media conglomerate was Vince McMahon. The idea would be that if WWE was sold, it would still have to be a situation where Vince McMahon was still in total charge of the company. Well, he no longer is. Granted, he's the majority shareholder, but he's a guy who has retired or resigned from his duties as the CEO, as the chairman, and head of creative as well. So what does all of this mean? Could McMahon's departure from the company really lead in to a sale for the first time? Well, this is a really interesting story and something that is being picked up by some major media outlets at the moment. So is WWE for sale? Well, some Wall Street investors appear to be now convinced that this is indeed the case. Despite the mounting allegations and ongoing investigations involving Vince McMahon, the former chairman and CEO of the company, and his resignation from the company, shockingly, and this is a really surprising aspect of all of this, is that for years and years, we've heard the narrative, we've heard the mindset of the issue is with Vince McMahon is the moment he departs the company, or when he, the idea was that he would never retire, when he dies, when he croaks, that the stock price would go down, WWE would cease to be making all of this money, and that's the problem. Vince McMahon is key to WWE making money, and the stock price would decline, and it would be terrible, and it would be the end of WWE as we know it. Well, with McMahon's resignation from the company, WWE stock price actually increased. It rose during trading yesterday on Monday, reaching heights it hasn't seen since 2019. We're talking heights since prior to the pandemic and heights for the first time in about 3 years. McMahon, as I mentioned, was once viewed as this linchpin to WWE's long-term success and continued money-making ability. But that view now seems to have dramatically changed, especially in the eyes of Wall Street itself. And his departure is being brushed aside by investors speculating on a company possible sale. The reason a lot of people are saying that the stock price actually increased with McMahon's departure is because they think a company sale is likely. The increase in stock price on Monday was buoyed by the company's preliminary updates of its financials for the second quarter, which includes the expectation of more than 23% revenue increase from the same period last year. However, investors are also buying into WWE with the expectation that the company could indeed soon be sold. MKM Partners analyst Eric Handler wrote there would be no shortage of suitors for WWE. In a Deadline article that was written yesterday, analyst Alan Gould of Loop Capital is quoted discussing the potential players involved in a possible WWE sale. And it's the big names that you would expect. The suitors include the likes of Comcast, Disney, Amazon, Netflix, and Fox. NBC Universal could be put in there, as mentioned, the parent company of WWE's broadcast partner, NBC Universal. Comcast would appear to be an obvious buyer. However, Gould says that Comcast may be hesitant to take on the financial commitment following its $39 billion acquisition of Sky. Disney already airs UFC programming on some of its broadcast platforms, so WWE could appear to be a logical companion piece to broaden the combat sports offerings from ESPN and other outlets as well. But Gould says Disney is also stretched financially by recent agreements to acquire, of course, 20th Century Fox and Hulu as well. This is what they said. This is a challenging environment with the equities of most logical buyers depressed, but there is a demand for live event programming, and it is the first time that one could realistically think that WWE could indeed be for sale, Gould reportedly told clients. Amazon and Netflix, they're the less traditional options here, but they could be the more progressive and more modern buyers, and they are still intriguing options. Gould pointed out that Amazon has been buying more sports programming, and WWE could absolutely fit into that strategy. Now, Netflix has avoided sports programming, but WWE self-described sports entertainment branding could indeed make them an option. Of course, we know that Netflix has lost a ton of its subscribers recently. How do you build them back up? You purchase WWE. WWE content could also be viewed as a lower cost alternative to maybe some more expensive broadcasting sports packages, such as the NFL, such as the NBA, such as Major League Baseball, such as Premier League football over here in the UK and Europe. Now, during an appearance on CNBC Monday, Josh Brown of Riholtz Wealth Management called WWE a no-brainer acquisition for either Amazon or Netflix. Now, all of this hinges on WWE's actual interest in selling the company, of course. Now, new co-CEO Nick Khan stated in January the company was not looking to sell. However, in the same interview, Khan did confirm that WWE has taken some inbound calls from other companies looking to buy it. The difference is that was January when Vince McMahon was still the CEO and chairman of the company. That is no longer the case, and in this new era, in this new regime, anything is possible with a possible sale when it comes to WWE. Myself personally, my opinion, I think that WWE may have been in the background, trimming the fat. I never really bought in the last year or so that WWE is looking to sell. I really didn't. I saw WWE's release of a lot of the talent budgets, restructuring all of the corporate offices, restructuring the executive management structure within the company. I saw that as WWE just looking to make more money and literally just cut costs. I saw Nick Khan come into the company and say, we're spending way too much money on talent, on executives, on ineffective management strategies across the board, and they restructured the company during the pandemic to make more money. WWE somehow managed to make more money during the pandemic when they weren't touring. They're a live event business, and they still managed to make money during the pandemic. And Nick Khan got a lot of credit for that, and I think Vince McMahon said to him at the time, okay, what else do you think we should do? And they followed the game plan, the blueprint set by Nick Khan. Now, some people were saying, well, maybe they were laying the table for a sale in the future. Maybe that is what they were doing. But my opinion at the time was they were just looking to make more money. Now, Vince McMahon's gone, and Nick Khan is a guy, as I mentioned, that's about making more money. In my opinion, I could absolutely see a situation where Nick Khan says, how do we make more money now? We make more money by being sold to a big company like a Netflix, like an Amazon, like a Fox, like a Disney, like a whatever it may be, Comcast. Disney, I just don't know if I see it. I understand the parallels in terms of, initially a family business, a family company, and of course Disney has purchased so many entities over the years, but I don't know if I necessarily see WWE in the same breadth as Marvel, in the same breadth as, 20th Century Fox, and the same thing as Star Wars, Lucasfilm. I don't know if I necessarily see that. When it comes to Comcast, that would make sense again because they've been hand in hand with WWE for years and years. The relationship with the USA Network is there to be seen. But as they mentioned, they've spent a lot of money with their acquisition of Sky recently, and that may make them a bit more hesitant. Amazon, we know the money. And as I mentioned, Amazon have been purchasing more and more sports-based programming and packages. They do it with the Premier League. They've got a limited amount of games over here in Europe. So that is an interesting one. That is a possibility. The Netflix one, I'm not necessarily sure I see that, but something like Amazon, or maybe again, just out of the blue, a media conglomerate, that could be a situation as well, where they decide to purchase WWE. But now, in my opinion, more than ever, WWE and the idea that they possibly could be sold, I think is more relevant than it's ever been before. And the stock market absolutely reflects that. The reason the stock price is up right now, because you think about it, it shouldn't be. Vince McMahon, the guy that's been at the helm for over 40 years and has turned WWE into a company that was regional, that nearly went bankrupt, into a multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. Him leaving should be an issue. It should lead to investors and people on Wall Street being concerned about their ability to make money in the company. And on top of that, the scandal that surrounds WWE right now with these hush money payments, with these investigations, with federal prosecutors investigating the company, they're all red flags. They're all sirens that say to investors, you shouldn't put your money in this company because you might not see it back. They might be losing money very, very soon. The fact that all of these investors are looking at WWE and despite the scandal, despite the resignations, despite all of this, are still willing to put their money into the stocks and the stock market price is going up, says to me that they are very confident. They are very, very, very confident that WWE could be on the verge of a sale or going into negotiations for a sale very soon. And there is multiple suitors to buy this company. So watch this space when it comes to a potential sale of WWE, because as we've seen recently with WWE, anything is possible. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think WWE is indeed going to be sold. Who do you think it's going to be sold to? Is it going to be Netflix? Is it going to be Amazon? Is it going to be Fox? Is it going to be Disney? Is it going to be Comcast? Is it going to be someone else? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestle News 365, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.